So, welcome guys to round 5 of the F1 2020 My Team Career Mode, and we'll be here for the Dutch Grand Prix in the Zandvoort circuit in the Netherlands. And here we are doing activities for the 3 days and 2 days. We're going to do a sponsor advertisement for the 3 days, and the power team building for the 2 days. We lose a bit of cash for the power team building, but we gain a bit of powertrain thingy. For the sponsor advertisement, we gain money 20k, so yeah.
We're in a position now where we're able to attract a new sponsor to the team. Head over to the corporate tab and select the sponsors screen to choose who we should approach.
So we're about to go to a press interview with Will Buxton, so let's head over onto that.
Well, it's great to be back at your headquarters, and I've got to say, an awful lot's changed since we were last here. Let's dive in with some questions. Would it be safe to say that, in terms of team orders, your career comes first in your team?
I think we've got to consider what's best for the Drivers' Championship, but my chances are better because I've got better results than my teammates, so I would go, that's what I would say for that.
You've been struggling to get points this season. What are the key areas of improvement you need to make to the team?
We probably need to attract new drivers because if ILOT doesn't score points anytime soon, we might have to get a new driver into the team, maybe. We'll see.
Will your team be going for the Constructors' Championship this season, or just for points?
We're hoping for plenty of points. We're a midfield team, so we're just still developing.
What are your predictions for your team going into this season?
I think we should be a solid midfield team, and we're hoping for plenty of points.
Do you see your relationship with your second driver being long-term, or will you be looking for someone else if you're successful?
If they can develop their skills as fast as the team can develop the car, then the position is safe, because that'd be nice to see them develop over the season.
It's been wonderful to spend some time with you. Best of luck out on track.
Thank you, Will. So let's continue advancing. The front wing main flap has been upgraded, and we get some extra money there for the other stuff. So here we go. Let's go to the race weekend here in Zandvoort. We're going to use the harder tile allocation. Let's go to round 5 here in Zandvoort. And it's going to be a dry quali. It's a sunny quali, dry quali, and a dry race as well. So we should be fine in terms of running. Let's head to qualifying now, here in the Netherlands. So here we are in qualifying for the Dutch Grand Prix, and this is the 5th round of the season, and here we go at the end of our medium lap. Let's see what we can do at the end of our medium lap as we come across the line. We ran out of ERS at the end of the lap, but we are going to set a 1:11.4. That's going to put us in P12.
2 laps of fuel left.
And now here we go for our soft lap, which is we just cut it straight away. There's nothing to show, so we're gonna go through our fastest lap in this session. So here we go around the final corner, which is a banked right-hander, which is flat out, and onto the lap now. Coming down towards turn 1, a short straight, and we're going to break into turn 1, which is a hairpin. Go into second gear, go up to third at the exit for better traction, and now into a left-hander, fast right-hander at turn 2, and then through the first banked corner, uphill at turn 3. Shifting down to second, going up to fourth, and then through the fast flat-out section. Very twisty section, and now into the fast corner, down to 6th gear for that corner, and now into the next corner, 6th gear again. We are half a second up in our time that we set on the mediums. And we go third gear through the right-hander, and now through the next left-hander, going into the second DRS zone. That's third gear once again through there. And DRS open down towards the chicane now. Here we go into the chicane, breaking down to third gear. and going down to second, shifting up to third on the exit. As now coming into the penultimate corner. Going up down into fourth gear, going slightly off the track. That would have been invalidation if it was on strict corner cutting. But here we go, around the final corner, the banked corner. We ran over ERS once again, but let's see where we can qualify. It's going to be 14th. We're in 14th place. It says we're in 19th for a brief moment, but we're in 14th. That's our best qualifying of the season.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top three: Hamilton, Bottas, and Sebastian Vettel. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
So 14th place, we got 15th in the other races, and maybe 16th was our previous best, so 14th is a good position. Hamilton on pole from Bottas, Vettel, Leclerc, top three, and we are 14th, and Carlo Marlotte is 18th, so pretty decent quality for us there, and here in Zandvoort. The rivalry breakdown, we beat Antonio Giovinazzi in qualifying, so we are getting closer to winning this rivalry. The team acclaim goes up. Obviously, Arlott has more because he has more experience. And 18% is the combined acclaim boost. So here we go. Jeff is giving us some advice again. So he's saying, don't overtake him over the start, not too aggressive into turn 1 is enough margin for error. I've seen people break their wings, so... Anyway, let's head to the race now, here in Zandvoort.
It was 35 years ago that the late great Niki Lauda took his 25th and final Grand Prix win here at Zandvoort. He came from 10th on the grid to beat his McLaren teammate Alain Prost by just 0.2 of a second. Well, Zandvoort is a very different circuit today, of course, but still one with an incredible legacy. And we're going to add to that. Welcome along to the 2020 Dutch Grand Prix. Zandvoort circuit, 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left, with plenty of steep camber and elevation changes to keep our drivers on their toes throughout a 2.6-mile lap. Alongside me to discuss all the action today is Anthony Davidson. Thanks for joining us, Ant, and tell me, you were down in the pit lane earlier. How do you think the track conditions are today?
Well, the surface looks clean enough, but I'm a little bit worried about the track temperature. It's pretty cool out there, which could give some teams difficulties when it comes to keeping their tyres in the right operating window. The cars out there that work their tyres hard and really put a lot of energy through them, they'll be the ones that are better off.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Vettel, Leclerc, Max Verstappen and Albon, Sainz, Norris, Ricciardo and Daniel Kvyat, Ocon, Stroll, Johansson and Gasly, Raikkonen, Magnussen, Callum Eilert and George Russell, Grosjean, Giovinazzi, Perez and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
So here we are on the grid for the race here in Zandvoort, the second new track of this game after the Vietnamese Grand Prix in Hanoi in round 3. You should go watch that. That's a great race. Last time in China was not that great, but here we are in Zandvoort, another new track to this game, and this will be the first time we race it in a career mode race. So this is round 5 of the F1 2020 My Team career, and here we are about to start the Dutch Grand Prix, starting from 13th actually, because Sergio Perez ended up getting a grid penalty, so we're actually starting at 13th, so it's even better qualifying position.
Be patient and watch for the lights.
It's an even better qualifying position for us, 13th place. So here we go. The lights are coming on for the Dutch Grand Prix. And it's away we go now for the Dutch Grand Prix. And it's a pretty decent start. We get past Stroll off the line. We're up to P12, but we have to brake early into turn 1. And we're actually losing some positions now. We are side by side with the racing point of Lance Stroll into turn 2. We overtake Gasly on the inside, and we are side by side with Gasly around the bank left-hander, and we get past Pierre Gasly into P13. We stay in that position. As now all Gasly's challenging us into the next right-hander, but we defend the inside line and we keep that position. We're now behind Lance Stroll. We have kept our starting position of P13. We are behind Lance Stroll on the racing point now, and Ocon is just ahead in the Renault.
Let's focus now for the rest of the race.
And Norris ahead in the McLaren. So here we go, at the end of lap 1, here in Zandvoort. We are round the bank right-hander. As now Bottas is leading this race at the end of lap 1. We go crossing the line for lap 2. As we're going to go up the inside of Lance Stroll into turn 1. And that's going to be a position, we're going to be up into 12th place. 12th place is our best position of the season. We got 12th place in Vietnam. So that's our best position, so we're equaling our best position so far. Here we go, we are now behind Esteban Ocon in the Renault, the French driver. And Ocon is behind Lando Norris in the McLaren. We get a better exit on Ocon though, coming down towards this fast section. Always locked up slightly, but we are not challenging quite yet. We can't really overtake through this section of track. So here we go, Esteban Ocon now. We're coming onto the straight, starting lap 4 of the Dutch Grand Prix. Into turn 1 we go. We're going to go on the outside of Esteban Ocon, but we're not alongside. As now coming into turn 2 and into turn 3, the banked left-hander. We're going to go to the outside. We're going to try and get a better exit on him. And here we go. We're going to go side by side with Ocon round the fast section of track. And we're actually connected to him there. And he's gone off the track. So that... I don't really know about that. But there's a safety car as Ocon is out of the race. So there was a bit of a glitch there with his car in that we got connected to him. We couldn't do anything to avoid that crash. So Ocon got pushed off the track due to the physics, basically. The physics caused that to happen. Let's see what happens. So, oh, he's been collected by one of the Alphas there. So he actually collected Callum Ilott first, our teammate. And then he collected the Alpha. And then he's out of the race. He went flying in the air almost. So while we're under safety car, we're going to do our pit stop. So that's an interesting crash for Esteban Ocon. The fact that the game's the contact physics actually the contact physics actually made us get connected to him, get stuck on him. We couldn't get off him until he got off the track. So I don't really know if that's my fault or not. That's really the game's fault, to be honest. But that's bad luck for Esteban Ocon. He is out of the race. He becomes the first retirement of the Dutch Grand Prix. But could this pit stop put us into a good position? Because people have not pitted. So we're in 17th now. We dropped a few places. We've gone onto the medium tyres under safety car. But because some people haven't actually pitted yet, this could be a good position for us. We'll find out though. As we restart the race now, we are alongside Daniel Kvyat, coming down towards turn 1. Charles Leclerc is just ahead in the Ferrari. We're going to go up the inside of him into turn 1. But we're going to go alongside Charles Leclerc, but we didn't quite overtake him. Kvyat is side by side with Carlos Sainz ahead. As we come into turn 3, going to go around the outside of Leclerc, but he forces us out, which is fair enough. Kevin Magnussen's behind us in the Haas. We are in P17 right now, here in Zandvoort. Lap 7 of this Dutch Grand Prix. Here we go, coming into the fast right-hander. Sainz holds on to the position from Kvyat. It's now lap 8 now of this Grand Prix. And here we go. There's a yellow flag up ahead. What is happening? Oh, there's a bit of damage there. Hamilton's slowing down. I think Leclerc got a bit of damage there, running to the back of something. Let's check the replay of that, as DRS is now enabled. Let's check the replay of this. So Hamilton's slowing down. Leclerc hits the back of the Alpha Tauri of Daniel Kvyat and gets wing damage. So could this be a free position for us? Lewis Hamilton's out of the race. This could be good for Valtteri Bottas. But that is Hamilton out of the race. Leclerc got damage from hitting the back of Kvyat in the AlphaTauri, who got held up by Hamilton's retiring car. But Leclerc is coming into the pits now, and so is so many other cars. And we are up into 10th place. We are into the points for the first time. And Bottas comes out of the pits. We just let him go past us. We're not fighting him on track, so we just let him get ahead of us there. But for the first time, we are running in the points. And this is legitimately. We were running in the points like a few times when we didn't pit. But this time we are legitimately running in the points. P10. This could be our first points of the season now.
Callum is coming in for his
As
stop.
Ilott is coming to the pits now for our teammate is coming to the pits, and now we're actually in 6th position. This is a great position. I knew when we pitted under safety car that people would not pit, and now they're pitted. And look what position we're up to. We're up into a great position, P6. Up to 6th place. This is a great position. Wow. This could be our first points. This could be the team's first points. Hopefully Ilott is up there too, but I don't know at the moment. As Kvyat has got DRS, he's going to go to the outside of us coming down to us turn 1. Is he going to get the position? Not quite. We defend the inside line, and we keep P6 in this race. Lap 12, 6 laps to go. As now, coming into turn 3, the banked left-hander. Charles Leclerc gets the fastest lap of the race at 1:11.7. But now, here comes Daniel Kvyat coming down towards the fast section, and down to the fast right-hander. He's going to the outside, and he's forced us to go onto the grass and into the gravel there, and he has got past us there. So that
We've
was
lost the position. Try to keep focus.
that was a little bit of a dirty move, to be honest. But Kvyat has got the position there, and we are down into 7th place.
Be
So
aware,
it's
there's
still the
an
points.
incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flag.
It's still the points, but it's something. We've had an incident there with Max Verstappen. He has lost it into the wall. Max Verstappen, in his home race in the Netherlands, has lost it into the barriers and lost his wing. That is going to be a free position for us. That's going to be us back into P6. And we are chasing down Kvyat for 5th place now. This is amazing. This is an absolutely chaotic race. There was an incident with Esteban Ocon. There was a chaotic restart when Lewis Hamilton retired, and now Verstappen
is gaining on you by 5/10 a lap.
now Verstappen has lost it into the wall and broke his wing. So this is a chaotic race, and we are going to get our first points of the season regardless of what happens, unless we get a failure of some sort. But here we go. We are very close to Daniel Kvyat coming into the fast section, and now into the fast right-hander. And lap 13 of this race, we're going to be battling with Kvyat for this whole race, I think. Magnussen and Perez are not really catching us that much, because I think they're battling. Lap 16, we are still behind Daniel Kvyat. We are not being able to pass him. It's kind of hard to pass on this circuit. It's kind of hard to overtake in Zandvoort. I've had troubles in league races to overtake here, so I don't really I'm not really a fan of the circuit, to be honest. But here we go, better traction on Kvyat, but he stays ahead. We tried to use the overtake, but he stayed ahead of us into P5, so I think this is going to be our position. As I said, I was having trouble in league races in Zandvoort to overtake people, so it's kind of a difficult track to overtake. So that's unfortunate. That's why we couldn't overtake Kvyat, but nevertheless, Sebastian Vettel is going to win for Ferrari in the Dutch Grand Prix. But here we go, around the final corner. It's going to be our first points for this team. It's going to be a 6th place finish. What a finish, what a race.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car.
It was a great qualifying as well. Qualifying 14th, moving up to 13th due to a grid penalty for someone. And now we finish in the points for the first time. What a historic moment for our team. Epic stuff.
Demands complete concentration.
What a crazy race.
To take the win here today.
Ferrari, a win with Sebastian Vettel. Mattia Binotto celebrating.
Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix. And there's certainly a
Sebastian
team that know what
Vettel
they're doing out there.
is celebrating on the podium his win. This is the first non-Mercedes win of this My Team career. It's been an absolutely crazy race. We've had a different winner and we've had a different points finish. Our team has scored points for the first time this season. It's a historic moment. Vettel wins from Valtteri Bottas and Daniel Ricciardo gets into third place. What a result for Renault. Carlos Sainz in fourth for McLaren, and then Daniel Kvyat in fifth. We fought him right to the very end. We were in sixth for the first points for our team. Sergio Perez in seventh, Alex Albon in eighth, Kevin Magnussen ninth, Kimi Raikkonen 10th, Lando Norris in 11th. So one McLaren gets points and the other doesn't. George Russell in 12th. So that is good points for Williams. That's almost the points for Williams there. Sergio Perez went from 21st to 7th. That's not bad either. Pierre Gasly finishes in 13th. Lance Stroll finishes 14th. Charles Leclerc, a disastrous race for him. He ran into the back of the AlphaTauri at the restart. Antonio Giovinazzi in 16th. Romain Grosjean 17th. Max Verstappen in 18th after damaging his wing and losing the car. Nicholas Latifi in 19th. Callum Ilott finishes last on the track. And DNFs for Lewis Hamilton and Esteban Ocon. Lewis Hamilton had a failure and Ocon got stuck on my car and just got collected. Bottas leads the championship now after Hamilton's DNF by 21 points. Hamilton second, Vettel third, Verstappen fourth, Leclerc fifth, Ricciardo sixth, Sainz seventh, Albon eighth, Perez ninth, Norris 10th, Kvyat 11th. We are in 12th with 8 points to our name. That's a good points for our team. Ocon 13th, Stroll 14th, Raikkonen 15th, Magnussen 16th, Gasly 17th, Giovinazzi 18th, Grosjean 19th, Russell 19th, Grosjean 20th, Ilott in 21st, and Nicholas Latifi in 22nd. And onto the constructor standings, Mercedes is leading by 76 points from Ferrari. Then Red Bull in third, Renault in fourth. They move up ahead of McLaren in fifth. They are actually tied on points. Racing Point is sixth ahead of AlphaTauri. Then our team scores points for the first time. We are in 8th place. Then Alfa Romeo in 9th with 3. Haas in 10th with 2 points. And Williams are the only team to not score points. And they are in 11th. What a crazy race. It's the first points for our team. It's a historic day.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts.
I don't know.
Did you struggle to get through all that traffic today?
A little bit, but Kvyat was hard to pass. But I just pushed as hard as I could, really. There was not really a struggle as such. I just pushed as hard as I could.
It's safe to say you're smashing everyone's expectations, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that was way past my expectations, getting a points finish in the 5th round of the season. But everyone's a team sport. We put an extreme amount of effort.
Do you have any comments about the collisions?
No, shut up. I did not collide with anyone. I don't know what you're talking about. I definitely didn't collide with Esteban Ocon at all.
Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Claire. So we go with the rivalry breakdown. We actually did, well, we obviously did beat Antonio Giovinazzi. We finished in the points and he didn't, so. Well, what a historic day for the team. It's the first points of the season. Hopefully we can get more of those as the season progresses. But we move up to level 6 in the team acclaim. 20% combined claimer boost. It's 8% for me and 12% for Callum Ilott. We gained 50k on the money there. Actually 100 I think. So $3.29 million now for us in the cash. And before the race started, we were given an option to have a second sponsor added to our car, and we've chosen this one because of the weekly goal. We need to beat our rival during a race, and we've been doing that quite a few times. Antonio Giovinazzi is our rival, and we've been beating him for most of the race, so that's the easiest objective. This contract is going to last 56 days, so it's going to be a short one, but hopefully you enjoyed today's race here in the Netherlands. It's been a crazy one. It's a historic day for our team, the first points of the season. See you guys next time for league races, more league races, and the Spanish Grand Prix next time in this career. So, goodbye.